This is Cape Coral Talk Radio. And now, broadcasting live from Hooked Island Grill in the heart of downtown Cape Coral, here are the hosts of Cape Coral Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah. Very nice. Oh, that was so nice of you to do that for us. And I just want to make an announcement today. Sorry. You guys will let me know if it's too loud, right? She says no matter what
it's loud.
level I'm out, I'm too loud. So I did want to make an announcement.
He can't hear, so there's that.
It's official. I'm old. I'm addicted to pickleball. So, yeah.
He's crossed over.
Yeah, I went out 3 times since Sunday and played for 3 hours, and it's probably not the greatest thing for my back, but you know the exercise is amazing. And I bought a new paddle, so hopefully Owen, it's Owen, right? Wes Owen, right? Isn't that a famous movie star, Wes Owen? Yes, so maybe we'll get together and play. So I also wanted to say I'll be staying up late Saturday night. I don't know if you guys are basketball fans, but if you watched that game the other night, it was an amazing game, and the Knicks are 1 game away from winning the title for the first time in 53 years. So it's going to be amazing. What's going on in your life, dear?
Well, you dragged me to pickleball.
Yes.
So that was fun. I'm impressed with your ability to keep score, which is really quite hard in pickleball. It's very, very complicated. Yeah. I mean, it's really complicated, but it's a fun game. We get by not very well. We lost every game. Well, you won 1 against me, but it's really about finesse and not really about strength or speed.
It's
and
great.
So we have no finesse.
No. And until the last game, I think I've lost every single game I've been in. But the people are so nice that play pickleball. They don't care that you stink. They just want to play and get out there and socialize and have a good time. And so we appreciate all that. And you know, the qualifying time is over, and the candidates are in. There won't be any more candidates. There's fewer people running for mayor than there are running for mayor in this town. Did that come out right? There's a lot of people running for mayor. I think it's up to 18 now or something like that. But we have 2 of the most world famous people on the show. They have the biggest brains about Cape Coral than most people that I know anyway, and I don't know a lot of people. So.
And you have a small brain, so I hope they don't overwhelm you.
You're just laying the zingers out there today. And Gloria came over in the Mayflower with the Rosen brothers to build this town over a couple of years ago. And good thing she can take a joke and has a good sense of humor. I don't know if Joe does, but we'll find out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Gloria Tate and Joe Mazurkowitz. There you go. Very nice. Of course, they were involved in local politics here. And one of the main issues we're going to talk about is the UEP. That's the Utilities Expansion Project. And Gloria, how are you doing? I saw that you qualified today, and that was wonderful. What did you qualify for?
She's been qualified forever.
Life. I qualified for life, but I figured since everybody was qualifying, I wanted to put it out there that I am qualified.
Do you remember what was the biggest number of candidates that ran for mayor while you were really in the local politics, or is this the highest number?
6 ran when I ran.
6 ran.
And they were all old enough to be my grandfather.
Really?
But after that life, I think only no more than 4.
What year did you run again, Joe?
83.
And you beat
last century.
And you beat all 5.
Yes, I did.
Very nice. And so you were involved in. Do you have? Do you need to take a call or something? Or
no, he's got his notes there.
I sent you the notes.
I got them.
Yes,
okay,
I printed them out in big bold print.
I got them. That's where I got them too.
So what was your involvement in local politics? How did you get involved back then, and why?
Well, I got involved because actually I was in the local JCs. I was moving up to be the president of Florida JCs. I had a 6-year-old daughter at the time. I loved the politics of the JCs, and to be president of the Florida JCs would be a lot of travel, be away from home a lot. And so I said I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to leave my 6-year-old home alone every night. with her mom. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that, but I love politics. So I said, oh, heck, I'll just be mayor of Cape Coral.
And how long were you mayor? Oh, you were
10
mayor.
years.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Woof.
So that's a 4, a 4, and a 2. I
Yeah,
think, right?
it's-
That's
no,
10.
It's three 2s and a 4.
Oh, so it's changed.
Yeah.
It's changed.
I got you. So was that, and so that was it? 10 years as mayor, and then you were out?
Then I was out. Yes.
Okay.
I chose not to run anymore. So.
All right. And Gloria, tell us the history of your local politics.
I got into politics because of this mayor
Really?
and the UEP, because he did 14 square miles, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, at one time, and made the city look like an A-bomb, in my opinion. And real estate went into the toilet. And then I went
That's a good pun, went into the toilet for the UEP.
Thank you. And then I went to City Hall where they were selling real estate because people were giving it back. And I said, and I think I asked this man if I should run, and he said no. And so I ran anyway.
So it was
Have you guys always gotten along so well?
Always.
even from back then.
He
but you,
swore me in the last time I went in 21.
Yes.
Yes, in 21. He was. he
Other than
swore
the
me-
fact that she's FSU grad and I'm a Florida grad.
Oh,
That's,
wow.
That's
Oh,
kind
that's
of
where
the
it
dividing
started.
line
Yeah.
right there.
do you guys get together to watch a football game ever?
Never.
Never.
I see.
I
So-
was never invited
I
to
see.
any of the
So,
Florida
Gloria,
games.
when you say he got you involved in politics, you didn't mean it in a positive way at first, right? Because you were upset about
I was very upset at the time, but now I've learned a whole lot about the UEP.
Yeah.
And now I get it.
Can you give us a little history before the history? Like, so you had to start these projects because there was nothing.
Well, no, it
No.
wasn't nothing. Is that if you remember, the United States passed the Clean Water Act. The federal government passed the Clean Water Act in 1977. I took office in 1983. We were still operating our wastewater plant under a temporary operating permit because we never met the requirements of the 1977 Clean Water Act. We had a 4 million gallon plant that was mechanically overloaded and was not producing a high enough quality of effluent to go into the river.
I see.
So we had to fix that. And within 3 months of going in office, we had 2 water sources at that time. We had a lime softening plant at the golf course. Interestingly enough, you know, there's arsenic at the golf course. You know, one of the outcomes of lime softening.
Arsenic?
Yes. Just saying.
So you put it out there.
No. We closed that plant. That's one of the few
And
things that
there
I
you
didn't do.
go. There you have it.
That's one of the few things we didn't do. And then we also had a fairly new RO plant that had the ability to produce 3.5 million gallons a day. But the prior city council failed to put in new filters and the new membranes into the RO plant, and it went down to 1 million gallons a day. While that occurred at the same time, the lime plant, the raw water from the lime plant became non-usable. So we went from the ability to produce 5.5 million gallons a day to producing 1.5 million gallons a day of potable water. So you talk about watering restrictions, you couldn't do anything other than drink and wash and eat with the water.
I see.
Nothing outside, no washing cars, no doing irrigation, nothing. And at that time, so we took from 1983 to 1989 to fixed and expand the RO plant to a 7.5 million gallons a day capacity, to double the size of the wastewater treatment plant and bring it up to current standards. And in 1989, we actually asked the citizens of Cape Coral, do you want potty water for irrigation? It was called WIC, the Water Independence for Cape Coral. And that was the last year I ran, and I was kind of disappointed because potty water got more votes than I did.
So
it passed with 67%. I only got 62%.
Oh, come on.
Mine.
So what was the population in 83 about?
83 was about 31,000.
31,000
And there,
compared to
how many people were
220.
up in the
Wow.
like it
Oh,
was
nothing.
nothing,
No.
nothing.
No.
So this
They
started
They were, when I got in office, they were
Mhm.
still digging canals up there.
right,
Mm.
and
Finishing
so this started way before
way
all
before
of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got
And so,
going.
and so we go through and like from 1977, we were behind the 8 ball with the federal government and actually the state catching daily fines. We were getting a $10,000 a day fine.
Wow.
Because we couldn't meet the law. It got up to $150 million, and we finally got that worked out with the EPA and the South Florida Water Management District, and we turned the city around from the bad boy in utilities to their poster child.
So you were getting.
Let me just. How much did you end up? How much did the city end up paying, or not? Did they
rescind
out
the
of
fines?
the fines?
We paid $700,000
Oh, okay.
over 2 years, and we paid. And what we did with it is we built the
Wow.
boardwalk at the Eco Park. So we never actually spent any money on the penalties. We negotiated it down. I had to drive to it, not drive or fly to Atlanta every month to give the EPA in Atlanta a report on our progress.
That's some good negotiating.
Okay.
I'm taking you to next time I get a card. It'll be free by the time I walk out
I
of
don't
there.
think
Let me tell
people
you-
realize that we didn't do it because we wanted to assess people. We did it because the government said,
You needed to.
Well,
to
let's
do
talk
it,
about.
yeah.
We first of all, we got the plants up to snuff. Then we said, okay, why do we expand it? And let me tell you why we expanded it. Vizcaya Parkway, you know where that is off of Del Prado?
Mhm.
The swales in the front of Vizcaya Parkway, when it would rain in the summer, the fecal count, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Poopy water.
Was so high, we had to pump the drainage swales so kids wouldn't be playing in that stuff. Cape
Wow.
Coral has an interesting geology. We have sand on top of a coral and clay layer. You have septic tanks in that area. The water doesn't go down, it goes horizontal. Well, if it goes horizontal out front, it goes into the swale. If it goes horizontal out back, it goes into the canal. So you can't do septic tanks in Cape Coral on quarter acre lots. It just doesn't work with the geology here. So we had to change it. And so that's what the actual start of the UEP was all about. We had to go out and expand it. We built the plants so we could, and then we started expanding it. And like Gloria said, we were very aggressive. We did 14 square miles.
So wait.
all at
How
once.
did you pay for the plant?
We refinanced the total debt of the city, got the John F. Kennedy School of Government from Harvard, got their annual award for financial innovation, and got the seed money to start the
And how much did
expansion
the plant cost?
Oh, back then, $9 million.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
then so you go and
Easy.
then you start with everyone's got to hook into the system.
We got to expand, get everyone to hook into it. And we did it originally. We did the old-fashioned design, bid, build. So we designed it with engineers. We sent it out for a bid, a hard bid. We had 5 areas we cut it into because no one contractor could have done 14 square miles all at once. We had 3 contractors that were successful. 2 of the 3 each got 2 sections and 1 got 1 section. The one contractor that got 2 sections we know could not produce. So we tried to come up with reasons not to give them their contract. They showed up in the conference office, and we started talking about what can we do, and the city attorney says, you've got to be careful. So we talked about, well, you have to have $1 million in a bank in Florida. They were from Italy at the time.
Oh boy.
Astaldi, Deco Astaldi, Italian firm out of Italy, never did underground utilities, gravity sewers in America. So we said, okay, you need $10 million, not $1 million, $10 million in a bank account in America, and you need enough excavators to work the areas you have. We gave them a week. In a week, they had 10 million from Rome to Brazil to Miami,
Yeah.
and 5 brand new leased backhoes to.
So you hired a drug cartel to do your work, it sounds like.
You're being kind.
Oh, geez.
It was. I told you where they were from, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
hey,
The
those
Pope.
So
are
how
my
did that
people.
work
My
out?
people
Those are
too.
my people.
Yeah.
We ended up in a lawsuit for $10 million.
Yes.
That you had to pay them?
Well, we negotiated down to what we had
Of
to.
course you did.
And
You-
with that,
you
we'll
got
get
it
you a
down
new
to what?
car.
Left over for my era to
Yeah,
take care
actually,
of.
yeah, because we didn't start the project till 1991. I was
Yeah.
done in 93.
Yeah.
By the time the project was over, and it was very interesting times because at those times we wouldn't pre-build people like we do now.
Yeah.
We didn't bill them until the project was all done.
Oh, wow.
The first time we sent out the assessment notices, 3,000 people showed up at City Hall.
Wow.
We couldn't hold a meeting there, so we had it at the high school. We moved it to the high school. And they all show up to high school. We had to give out numbers. The city clerk gave out tickets for numbers and called numbers up.
Were they allowed to clap?
Yes, they could clap. There was
Actually,
nothing to clap for.
They were
That's
allowed
true.
to clap, but we had 6 officers standing between the
course.
crowd and us.
And
up
they
on
were
the
upset
dais.
at the cost.
No, they were understanding. Listen to this. Like Gloria said, we tore up 14 square miles all at once. Roads were open, ditches were open for 6 to 18 months.
It was horrible.
It was terrible, ugly. We didn't know what the heck we were doing.
Yeah.
And it was a mess. And we had people
I
literally
see.
coming to that meeting saying, we had no idea. I'm like, well, you hooked up to the water and sewer. Did you think it was free?
Yeah. So let me ask you a sidetrack question here. Being that you brought up the $10,000 or $1 million, I forgot already. When people say that the Cape Coral City Council is corrupt, what do you think?
No, there's no corruption.
Why?
No,
Where does
there's
that
no
come from? Why do they
corruption.
do that?
It's what, last time I was on your
That
show, I
was a
said
segue.
there's ignorant people.
Yeah.
Well, there's ignorant people.
Mhm.
And that's what it is. They're ignorant. They don't know governance. There's in the state of Florida, there's no kickbacks. Nobody's getting inside deals. There's no bid contracts. That's all horse hockey.
Yeah.
And
So that
it's a
doesn't
very open government in Cape Coral. I mean,
In
anybody
Florida.
that wants to go find the information can find it.
Yeah. It's not easy to
It's-
find, but you can find
you
it
can
if you
find
know
it.
what questions to ask. You do have to
Yeah.
ask the right questions.
that you just hit the secret. You
Yeah.
got to know the questions asked, because what staff is very good at is answering the questions you
That was
ask.
asked.
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
if they know that's not the question you need to ask.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I have an off
well, you keep.
topic
Why do you keep
to-
doing that? Waving
because
papers at
I
me.
got to give you a cue here. When you were talking about the geology of Cape Coral, is it the same in the north?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it's all over. As an electrician, I dug temporary poles for power for new
Uh-huh.
construction all over the city. It's the same everywhere.
So how is it that, when you were going through this process early on and telling people you can't do sewers, but they were doing sewers up there?
No, they weren't. No, septic tanks, not
Septic
sewage.
tanks.
Septic
Sorry,
Because
septic tanks.
in the state of Florida before 1977, if the lots were platted,
You
they
could
were
build.
allowed quarter-acre lots to be platted with septic and sewer.
Okay.
Just
So,
like what's
and they
in Lehigh.
changed that. Now it's got to be at least a half-acre lot. You can't have 4 septic tanks working in Cape Coral in every square in an acre.
No, there'd be a
It would
lot
be-
of
it would be-
problem,
It would be a mess.
to say the least.
So, Gloria, you feel free to jump in anytime you want, because I see Joe's taking all
Oh,
the.
he's taken over the lead. Well, he's got the history, so we'll
Okay,
get
gotcha.
into the years 2000.
Sure.
He may remember.
By
it's
seven-
only an hour show,
By
guys.
7:30.
It's only an hour show.
So $9,000 per household.
$10,000.
$10,000 per household. How does that compare? What
For
would that?
inflation, that
you know-
was 1991 to today. It's pretty close.
Okay, so it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's not outside the realm of possibilities. All right, so let's say why, and this is what I want to get to, because the city doesn't do a real good job of explaining this. Why is it $10,000 in Cape Coral back then,
Yes.
40,000 today, and a lot cheaper somewhere else? First of all, we do 3 lines. We do water, sewer, and irrigation, and we do gravity sewer, which is the Cadillac system for sewer in Florida, because in a flat area, gravity sewer, you have to keep pumping it up because, that doesn't flow. It only flows downhill, right? You can't have it flat. So you have to keep taking it, pumping it up, and then letting it go down to a level, taking it, pumping up, go down to another level. The other thing that's a great misnomer is that why are the sewers put in the middle of the road? You think that was a mistake?
No.
It was on purpose.
I have no idea.
We had substandard roads throughout the city of Cape Coral. The developer put in shell roads
Mhm.
with tack underneath the shell, crushed shell on tack roads. We knew we had to replace all the roads, and we knew we could never get a funding source to do it. So we did it as part of the UEP.
So the sewers are in the middle of the roads.
Yep, sewers
Yep.
in the middle of roads, so we have to dig up the roads. That way, we had to go through the courts to make sure it was legal, and that made it legal. So that got us, that raised the price. Secondly, the other thing about that is stormwater throughout the city of Cape Coral. It was in corrugated galvanized pipes, and it was block. It was the culverts were they weren't catch basins. They were block culverts, just square culverts that would drain in and go out to the canals. So part of the UEP, we change all that. There's no more block culverts. They are all, block basins. There are no square basins. They are all newly designed catch basins with 2 cells where the heavy metals in the sand.
Oh my
gets
God,
in
you're
one,
getting in the
and then
weeds.
go on the
Holy
other one.
crap.
I'm just saying.
I
You
know.
why I'm in the weeds, because that's why it costs so
But
much.
that's why it costs so
And
much.
that's what I was going to say. I think the most important thing is we're doing it right.
Well,
We
Gloria,
don't need to do it right. We could be Lehigh or in the county and North Fort Myers where they're not doing it right. But we are being responsible citizens that are doing the right thing for the environment. And people forget that when you do the right thing for the environment, it costs money.
Yeah, well, you wanted to come on because you wanted to really get detailed about the UAP. Why? Why do you feel like it's important
Because
to do this
I think that most of the candidates that are running do not have the history of what happened in the city of Cape Coral, why we started water and sewer, why we continue to do it. And if you look at the chart that I sent you, in 2002, we started all over again. And why? Because we had a bad run here in real estate and everything else. And so we slowed down. Then we were trying to get the lockout. As part of the lock, we had to provide water and sewer to the Southwest. So we started out there. When we did that, it was $13,230 for all three utilities. So if you fast forward that today, in today's economy, you can see where it goes up. And then, like Joe said, where in the 90s, where he had the meeting at the high school, Southwest 4, we had a meeting at the high school. We had, I don't know, maybe 4,000 people. We had police protection. Council had police protection. People were angry, and it was, I think, $28,000. And Mayor Feichthaler at the time reduced that overall debt and gave it to the taxpayers. And so all of us,
everybody was mad
how he
then.
did that is there's two funding sources for
right.
utilities. Assessments pay for the distribution and collection, and then impact fees pay for the treatment plants. Well, the treatment plants included all the way out to the master collection pump stations and everything in between. What Mayor Feichthaler did was transfer some of the costs that we were collecting under assessments to the impact fees. So the assessments went down, the impact fees went up. And that's where they are today.
Is that allowed? You're allowed to do that?
As long, yeah. I mean, you can
do it.
You can make the change any way you want. It's just what do you think is the most fair? And in his defense, he needed to reduce that cost of the assessments, and he did so by raising the impact fees.
So then when he did that, if it gets put on the impact fees, then who's paying the impact fees? The new developers.
Yeah. Citizens pay for everything. You know, they say contractors don't pay impact fees.
They're passing it on to the new.
Homeowners pay impact
But
fees.
were the people that were getting the not discount, but the reduced fees, they were happy.
Of course
it was
they were.
just everybody
Of course they
else.
were.
Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting because they were happy because their assessments went down, but their impact fees went up. I mean, once they hooked up, they had to pay the impact fee.
Okay.
Right.
So would they consider doing that now because they're so high?
No.
Why not?
Because there's a point where the assessment and where the distribution and collection stops and the plant begins. We're at the end of that point right now. We can't add any more to the plant.
I see. I think part of the problem with the cost is like people know they need what you get when this thing is installed, but they don't feel like they're getting anything. It's not
Except,
like,
when the electric
except
goes
for the-
out during
well,
a
yeah.
hurricane and they've got no water
yeah,
because your well isn't working.
yeah.
Then they come to you and say, hey, when are you going to get us water and sewer? Well,
Do people know when they buy these homes that
Yes.
they're not, there's going to be an assessment?
I don't think they understand when you buy on unimproved property without water and sewer, it is the most expensive way to build because you pay for two utility systems. You pay, I don't know what it is today for a well and septic, but I'm sure it's probably pretty close to $40,000. And then when the city hooks you up, it's another $40,000.
Oh my gosh.
but we
but
did.
Go ahead.
Well,
You're the realtor. You text me.
No, but what we did do was allow builders because so many of the lots, and if you go down Pelican, when Joe did the 14 square miles, you can almost see where every builder came in and bought up those lots very inexpensively and they built homes. Okay, today, when a builder does that, they know that water and sewer is coming in, but they can start their construction, not put the well and septic in, because by the time they're
They'll
done,
be connected.
they're connected,
Yeah.
and that saves the builder money, the homeowner money, and it works much better.
Do you
And then
s-
they only pay one time.
They only pay one
Do
time.
you still have land in Cape Coral that have nothing in there?
Yes.
Oh,
Nothing.
yeah. Yeah.
And did they?
Most of the area north of Pine Island Road still has no utilities.
So if somebody bought a lot and wanted to build a house, they would
They
have
would
to
have
put a well in.
in.
Right.
Right.
Well and septic tank. Yep.
Yeah.
And they have to
and
meet
then-
today's standards. Remember, wasn't it like 90 feet or 80 feet when we first went down, and now we're
Oh
down
yeah, now
100.
there's 200, almost
200
200
feet,
foot for
yeah.
a well. And septic tanks now have to be out of the ground aquifer where they used to be in the ground aquifer. So yeah, it's a lot more expensive today. And I don't think the general public understands buying a less expensive lot without water and sewer is the most expensive way to build long term.
Gotcha.
Definitely
They don't
true.
understand that.
So we have a candidate that's running for mayor that announced on her Facebook page that she has a plan to reduce the cost of the UEP from 40,000 approximately to 15,000, and that sounds like a pretty good deal.
I
Yeah.
believe she wants everyone to pay.
So what do you mean?
No,
Can you
she
be
said-
specific?
I read the posting also. She says because with the help of city employees, not
Yes.
city staff, and I believe her husband works for the utility department. So
Okay.
I said, show me, please. Why? Let's do that.
Well, how would you
How
do
would
that?
that city
How would
employee-
you?
employees
She
are-
thinks that city employees are going to install water and sewer. We don't have the equipment, the manpower, the know-how to do that. But
Instead of
she
a
thinks
contractor?
we're going to do it. Yes.
But
Okay.
even if we did before we did the UEP, the original we did a lot of city expansion for utilities. We used to call them spaghetti lines. They would go out all over the place. And we ran into trouble when we finally started doing the city and trying to get it all together in a unified method. We would go in areas where the water and sewer wasn't where the plan said they were. We went in, there was supposed to be a 10-inch line from Gleason to Cape Coral Parkway for water. We depended on it. We thought that was there. It was on the plans. It was there. We went ahead, and when we did the 14 square miles, the line wasn't there. That was one of the upcharges.
So let me ask. So Gloria, you think her plan is okay? It costs 40,000 because you're paying a contractor to do it. If you take
Have
the
the
city
city do it.
employees and do it, they're getting paid anyway. They're just going to go out and do. Well, what are they going to do with their regular jobs?
Well, their regular jobs have to continue, and they're not qualified to do
I see.
water and sewer.
And even if we tried to hire, what's really funny, we did the 14 square miles. We were going to do the inspections ourselves and the
That was a
oversight, the
disaster
engineering
as
oversight.
well.
And we had to hire like 75 inspectors. We didn't have the wherewithal, couldn't find them. So they were actually the contractor was putting in pipes with nobody doing oversight. We actually hired Camp Dresser McKee, an engineering firm, to take resources from all over the country, bring enough inspectors here to do the inspection of the installation going in at that time. If we couldn't even do the inspections as employees.
Gloria, when you said everyone else is going to pay for it,
Yeah.
did you mean it by that, or did you mean okay now that if you're paying for the 40 now,
No,
we're going to change it so everybody who's already paid for it, like you're already done, right? Your house is already done.
yes, my
So you would
condo
have
is
to
done.
pay again.
Right.
Well, how is that fair?
That's not fair.
and I'm not paying again because
No.
even as mayor, I've been part of 3 assessment areas.
No,
Wow.
and
I'm not paying anymore.
what he was talking about with the spaghetti lines, there were some areas that just got water only, and people were waiting for water only because they knew they had problems. And so in the Palmetto Pines, off of Santa Barbara over into Saratoga Lake Parks, and
north
they all got-
of on Del Prado, north
Yes.
of Veterans, it was saltwater
they got
intrusion.
they got water only because they had saltwater intrusion. Their septic tanks were going bad. Remember, septic tanks didn't go very deep, so naturally they had problems. And now up in the Northeast, a lot of these homes that were built in the late 80s, early 90s are having septic problems. They have to dig them up.
Oh,
They
boy.
have to redo them. And if they wait, they're going to get water and sewer. I don't think
But they
people
can't really wait
value,
if they need it now.
right.
you
They're going to
know,
have to
that's
do
the
it. But that's the problem. They
Right.
bought in an area that was well in
Well,
septic.
The other thing you need to know, septic tanks really do work. They're not a bad thing. Septic tanks can work if they are installed and maintained properly. They should be cleaned out annually. How many people clean out their septic tanks annually?
Do we have a septic tank?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I assure
All I
you-
know is when I do
The
this, it
answer-
works.
no
I don't know
leach
what's
fields.
underneath the
Yeah, but
house.
the problem is sometimes when a septic tank you're flushing is going down, but
Yeah.
it's not working.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stopping
It's
somewhere.
it's going
So,
horizontally.
so
Yeah.
can we just
You
finish
did-
up on the 40 to 15? would you guys say it's basically impossible to do no matter what?
Nothing is. I would never say something's impossible. She may have a brilliant idea that I've not thought of.
Okay.
I just want to see it.
Yeah. Right. Do you think it could be done, Gloria?
No, but I'll listen, but
Okay.
I don't think it can
So
be
you
done.
guys think it's either the employees or spreading out the money?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I went through Southwest 1 through 7 and 8 in my 12 years, and even Northwest 1. It's not an easy thing, but it is something that we have to do as a city, and to protect our residents. And I think that if they understood that, like Joe was explaining at the beginning, why we actually started, then I think people will understand we're not doing it just so they can pay a bigger tax bill.
And
Yeah.
Lord knows no one's making any money off of the assessments
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Now, is there any opportunities to get any more grant funding or?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're
Okay.
trying.
We
Because
have.
you got some not
We
too
did.
long ago,
Yes,
right?
but here's the when we first started, we were very active in Tallahassee. I got $65 million a year in low interest loans to offset some of the interest costs for all the initial assessments. 65 million. That was the maximum by the state given out to anybody. There's only 2 other areas that got 65 million. Tampa, because the mayor was from the mayor of Tampa was now governor, Bob Martinez, and Miami Metro-Dade because they have more influence in Tallahassee. Than
didn't
everybody else.
Martinez go to jail?
No.
Oh, I thought
Not
somebody
that I
went to
knew.
jail.
But when
You
we
sure
did
about
get-
that?
When we
Maybe it was
just got the
Menendez.
25 million, that 25 million with by the time we spread it out,
It didn't. It was a
it's-
drop
yeah,
in the bucket.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Just
right.
to let everybody know, I did invite Lisa on the show. As soon as I saw that she qualified, I called her and I said we would like to invite you on the show. This was Tuesday or Wednesday, and she said, I'm on the other line. I'll call you right back. And that was the last I heard of her. So if she's totally welcome to come on the show and put the plan out there. So
I'd love
We'd
to
love to hear
hear
it.
it. I'd love to hear it.
do you guys play pickleball at all?
No,
No.
You don't play pickleball. Well, come on. You got to get out on the court.
I
It's-
walk.
You do? Yeah. How was
Walking is great.
You live close to JC Park. How
I live
has the
right
park
there.
been? How has it been attended?
It's been great. Everybody loves it. It's because we don't have a fishing pier anymore. I don't know when we're ever going to get one, but when we
Neither
since
does
we
the
don't
beach.
have it, yes, I know. People are enjoying the river view out there, and families are using the splash pad and the
Yeah.
kids. And yeah, I go at 6 a.m. There's only maybe 5 of us that walk in the
Cool.
morning.
And it is a good park
Wow.
to
Yeah,
walk
it
around. They
is.
got a
Yeah.
big walking
Four-
area around the outside.
4 turns around,
1
2.5 miles.
Oh wow, 2.5 miles. And
2.5 miles.
and I don't think people understand that the sitting water there's a purpose for the sitting water.
Right.
It has to sit in there so that it can drain out the nutrients
yeah,
before it goes into
before it
the
goes
water.
into the river.
Yeah, that's the design. I mean, it's designed for that to hold water.
Yeah.
Before, JC Park had no surface water management. It would just run off into the river
Yeah.
or onto the street.
I mean, I think that gets back to the point you were making about getting the information out about
Yeah.
why you did the UEP, so that
Yeah.
if people, because that's the first thing that happens is somebody sees something and throws something out there like, now look at it, now look what a mess
Well-
this is, and then the explanation comes out, but everybody's already moved on to something else.
Look at the irrigation water, which was Joe's idea, the WIC program. Without that, your utility bill would look a whole lot worse than it does right now.
Yeah.
And we have the largest plant in the United States, and we get awards for all kinds of things.
They give
In the
out
water
awards for
for
plants.
3 pipes.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. And we have been recognized by the Florida Utilities and Water and Wastewater Group and also by DEP for having outstanding production and operation and maintenance year after year after year.
So
Even
ju-
one year we won the best tasting water. I don't know how.
Yeah.
we
Wow.
did that.
And by the way, the water quality report from the city came out today. You can go on their website and
It's
check it out. A
excellent.
water quality report. Let me ask you this question. What did you guys think of just
Oh.
between us kids?
Something dumb is coming.
No, about the bistro thing.
Oh.
What's going on with the bistro thing? Why can't we get a vendor in there, Gloria?
Well, exactly what the letter says. There is no parking. So there's
Yeah.
152 spaces. And if you're going to have an event there, as we just did with Duper's group, you can see that there is no parking.
Yeah.
So how can a vendor come in there and work efficiently, have a nightlife when there's no parking?
And Kearns has a great relationship with the city
Yes.
based on what's going on at the yacht club, right?
Right.
The boathouse. If they can't do it,
Yeah.
nobody can.
Nobody can do
And
it.
so that means the criteria established either by council or staff, and I don't know who established that criteria and who was doing negotiation to what level of a term sheet, but that is too strict. It's got to make, if the private sector is going to put a couple $1 million at risk, they have to see the ability to get it paid back.
I can tell you that just seeing the park action, food trucks would be welcome there. So
Right.
the city could bring in some food trucks. The building is just a shell. So could they make it into a community resource room and rent it out? Absolutely. But somebody has to pay to finish out the inside of that building. So that's
Yeah.
something council's going to have to decide when they come back, is what to do with it. I know that they are soliciting other bids. The original solicitor, the private P3, they weren't really going to have alcohol. They were going to have slushy drinks and
I love
know,
slushy
yeah.
drinks. What flavors?
slushy drinks like margaritas
Oh.
and strawberry stuff and all that sweet stuff,
So, and I
But
didn't know-
non-alcoholic.
but non-alcoholic. And
Oh.
then they were going to have a small food truck area. So
there's-
now we
Oh.
have 6 food
Yeah.
truck spots.
yeah. and the
so
other,
you do have the pads are already there.
They're there. They're beautiful. They
Yeah.
have water and sewer. They have Wi-Fi. They have everything. But
They
we
have the
no
best
trucks.
water and sewer in the United States.
So-
Amen to that.
I don't think people realize too that if I'm right, the bistro, which is very rare, but there's no indoor seating in that building. It's like
No,
you
but
serve
there's-
the food out the window and people find a place to
But
sit.
there is a ton of seating in that back area.
There just isn't enough parking.
There's not enough parking.
And there's not a lot of
ton
shade.
seating.
There's not a lot of shade.
They have tons of umbrellas. They must have
Oh.
50 umbrellas in that one
Oh, okay.
corner.
I missed
So,
that. Okay,
yeah.
that must not have been up when I got
So
to
what
tour.
has to happen is that the city council is going to have to direct staff to become more realistic and get a vendor in there who can actually get their return on investment, willing to come in and spend a couple $1 million to finish the park.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Somebody's going to do that, Joe?
Oh, if you cut the right deal, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
I
they should
pres-
Send the negotiator in.
I don't
I spent multiple years negotiating P3s with the city
Yeah.
from the outside.
What was the last one that you
The
you
last
scored?
one I did was the entry features coming into the city. Those
Oh,
digital
Oh.
electronic messaging centers
yeah.
that are entry features.
Yeah.
You probably call them billboards.
Okay. Yeah. In
But
the old
Joe
days.
calls them entry features.
Those were because billboards aren't allowed in the city of Cape Coral.
Oh,
But
so you
an
just call them
entry
something
so
fee.
else
there's
and put them
digital
up.
electronic messaging centers and entry features.
Semantics.
I tried.
Semantics. Yeah.
I don't know how
No,
people
it's-
can
Well,
afford
they
to
had to
advertise
pay
on
in.
those.
Believe me, they did.
So while we got you 2 kids here and we're talking about things, you're shooting the breeze. We'll get back to the UEP. But Gloria, what did you think of the rowing club thing? The way it happened?
Oh,
what
I
would
think
you
they
do?
should be. I would send them to Tropicana Park where they belong.
Yeah, just build something for
Yeah.
them to.
And can I give you my dream for the yacht club and the golf course?
Not yet. We'll
Waltzing
get to that.
waters.
Gloria.
Okay.
Joe, what did you think of the rowing?
Ditto,
club?
ditto. I
Just-
worked with the Canoe and Kayak Club.
Yes,
My daughter was a nationally ranked kayaker.
as was I.
And yeah, she was really
Yeah,
cool.
nationally ranked kayaker. I bet you didn't know that.
I
I
do
didn't
not
know that.
believe that.
No.
Yes.
I want
Anyway,
pictures.
long story short, we were with the rowing club initially. The Canoe and Kayak folks got frustrated. They left town. They're in Atlanta now.
Really? Wow,
So-
that's talking about taking your kayak and leaving.
You got it.
Whoa, we're going back to Atlanta. So do
So
you
how
think-
would you do the space that they need?
Well, you fence it and then
Just-
horticulture.
Well, who pays for it?
They do.
You got to fundraise. You
Yeah,
got to fundraise.
they could do that. They
Yeah.
I don't they didn't want to build the block wall,
Yeah.
the cement
Right.
That would have
wall.
looked ugly.
Yeah, but so I'm sure they could raise the money for the fence and then the horticulture.
Yeah. So I think maybe this kind of thing gets put on pause until the election, and then there'll be enough votes
I
at
would
that point.
say, yep, you are right on money there. As soon
Thank
as
you.
the
I'm right
election's
tonight
done,
once. Where's my bell? Tonight I
There
got
you
one
go.
right. So, Gloria, you wanted to give us your grand vision of the yacht club. Let's hear it.
Well, no, I'm just thinking that why don't they just replicate, if possible, the JC Park plan, bring it down there, make it a park.
Mhm.
We already have the boathouse, so we don't have to worry about doing a P3 for a bar because
Right.
it's already going to be there. The pier will be back. I would like to see a pool come back, but I mean, it is a waterfront wonderland with no swimming pool for anyone. So I believe we do need a pool. It was there. There was nothing wrong with the pool.
Why does the government need to be in the pool business? I just don't understand.
It's a community health, welfare, and
Yes.
safety. Welfare and is part of my lifestyle.
I know, but Tallahassee doesn't agree with this whole kind
I
of
don't
Parks and
really-
Rec
yeah,
thing
Well, listen,
anymore.
Tallahassee's the only government in the state of Florida, the legislature, that couldn't pass a budget on time.
Yeah.
67 counties and 411 cities pass a budget on time every year. The state, who says they're the best and they're telling everybody to do, couldn't pass theirs on time. Give me a break.
Joe,
And they
I
want
wish
home rule power. and
please don't
yeah,
yell
yeah,
at me,
we're
Joe.
taking our
I
home
didn't have
rule
anything
away.
to do with
You
it.
got me fired up.
I'm
with this
voting
thing.
yes, by the way, on this property tax thing.
You're going to be sorry.
Well, I'm close to death. What do I care? I'm going to take
Close
the property
to death.
taxes. I think everything should be
At this
user
time,
based,
yeah,
user fee based.
If I could,
Please,
let me
please.
jump in on the yacht club thing, because I think there was a specific mistake made between the city council and the city management about how they were going to design and what they were designing for. If the city manager in his final presentation, in support of what he showed, says, listen, we're building a facility to serve 400,000 people.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Because it
Definitely.
only will ever serve 100. It's too small of a property. It
Yeah.
only will ever serve
Well, I don't think he meant
100,000
at the same time.
Well, no, but it's for 400,000 people. That would mean it would be a community park for the whole city of Cape Coral. It's not big enough to ever do that.
But
Okay,
what-
wait.
Go back to
How can it not? You
So
could
it's
go,
more of a neighborhood
But
park.
remember,
Yes.
it's not this city manager that had that plan. It was city manager Rob Hernandez when I got back that said, this building is going down and this is what we're going to build.
Oh.
So it wasn't
Mike's
Well,
plan.
our
Well,
current city manager.
I heard Mike at council saying they designed, they're building it for the 400,000. That's the mistake.
Yeah.
City council has to take the bull by the horns and tell us, all right, come here, build us a community park to service the 100,000 people.
Why are you picking
Which
on
is-
Mike? You're not running
I'm
for
not-
election.
I'm not picking on. I'm not
is-
picking on.
No, I'm
Mike.
just
Which
saying.
is what JC Park is. So
Yeah.
if you bring it down there, it's a neighborhood park. So is the yacht club. It is a neighborhood park. They called it the yacht club for a specific reason when
Yeah.
you were the
Mhm,
Rosen brothers,
mhm.
but it's really not a yacht club. It's
You know,
a community
Maybe
park.
they should change the name, and that would bring
Yeah.
everything down a little
Well,
bit.
there's always that.
So
I don't want to
the Gloria
it.
Tate Memorial Park. At,
Oh,
not
yeah,
Memorial.
right.
I mean, no,
Oh my
she's
God,
still
I'm
here.
not dead yet. I mean,
I kept
God,
thinking of
maybe
myself
after this
being dead.
show, somebody will arrow me, but
I'm so
but
sorry.
no.
Wow.
I didn't mean
Well,
that.
You
You know
lost your point. The
We
point
won't
he
bury
got-
you there. We'll just spread your ashes. there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So
That's
now
it.
I forgot.
No.
I totally lost my.
No,
You know, part
should.
of the thing that is odd to watch is the council doesn't seem. No offense, Lori, but the council doesn't seem to like. They're not together on what they want to
not-
do with the
no.
yacht club.
If
Nobody
you-
wants to. Can I finish, ma'am?
Well, maybe.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna.
hurry
But,
up.
you know,
Well,
Go right
I
ahead.
think
They're not
it's taken,
together.
it's taken so long too. So now it seems like
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
the mood has swayed in a different direction.
well, 4 are running for office, so 4 are,
Mhm.
challenging themselves and everything that they do right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
all
and the
about
community
running for
seems to be,
office.
there's
of course.
a few
What-
people
what-
out there complaining about it too.
If you guys were on the council, how much money would you spend on the yacht club over and above what they've already committed to it? Joe,
100,000 max.
100,000.
Excuse me, 100. No, 100 million max.
And where do you
You're
where
not
do you
getting much for a
where do you get-
100,000 just in.
where do you get that money?
All right, there are multiple funding sources. Stormwater pays for the all the seawalls because that's what it's for. The boathouse pays at
For the boathouse.
400,000 a year to the city, and the boat basin has fees. The other fees would come for rental of the facility. Those 3 fees together with
So
Some
you're
general
saying
so you would
$10
take
you could
debt on it, and
Oh,
then
God,
you
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if you could see how much the yacht club actually made in revenue at the very low rates for the events
for the
that they
boathouse
held.
from the boathouse.
No,
and from
no.
events too.
The events that the yacht club held, it was booked all the time.
So Joe, 100 million, and you build what?
a much smaller facility,
Okay.
a pool,
Pool.
not a splash pad, a pool,
Oh.
because we need a lap pool with
Mhm.
diving. and change the boat ramp, finish the marina, and you need a harbor master building. And I get a kick. I was at $4 million for
that's how much they cost.
Yeah, that is what it costs because there's elevators, because it's up in the air. It's not it's not like building a bathroom in your house. People will try their best to destroy it. You got to build like something that's almost indestructible.
Yeah. So what would the Gloria Tate Memorial Park, how much would you spend on it?
First of all, since I'm alive, I spend nothing.
Nothing.
No, but I think the 100 million is right. And I have the same idea. It becomes a neighborhood park. It does need a pool. It does need amenities down there. Tony Sizemore had it right. The city's built in quadrants, and every quadrant is going to have a neighborhood park. Festival Park in the Northeast, that's going to be a resource for them. If I live in the Northeast and the Northwest at the price of gas, I'm not coming to the yacht club.
I gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's going to be other activities up there. Seven Islands is going to have them.
Right.
Maybe not today, but in the future. Because council keeps saying we're building for the future. No, you're not. You're building your ego for the future today.
Oh, that's a clip right there. That's a clip right there. So,
Sorry, that's how I
quote.
feel.
No, so what was the other?
Now
I
you
wanted
really
to ask you
stretched.
about the property tax reform that's going to pass in November. What do you?
Because you're voting for it, right?
Totally.
Okay,
How could
okay.
if voters want some kind of tax relief? I mean, I was against it at the beginning, and then I'm like, well, you know what? Let's pass this thing and see how the governments react to it. Let's see if they can figure out a way to cut a little bit, and maybe they have to raise fees, and that's the way it goes. If you were on the council now, what would you recommend be done if you had to deal with $47 million?
Go ahead.
All right.
I know you're passionate about this.
Good.
Local government has two sources of money. The only progressive source is ad valorem taxes. The wealthy pay more. Every other fee they charge is regressive. The regressive fees have a larger impact on the middle and lower class. If this is passed, we're going to shift the burden of local government from the wealthy, specifically in Cape Coral, the people with the $1 million homes on the water. That's our business. That's our positive.
Joe, you're saying you're going to shift it to the lower income people because what you're saying is you're going to raise the ad valorem taxes on them or the fees on them.
We're going to raise the ad valorem taxes, or we're going to do more things with assessments.
Or more
because the citizens will not go for no police, less fire, less EMS.
But why do you come out of the gate?
Fire.
Why do you come out of the gate with less police and less fire? People look at that like it's fear mongering, and
no, it's not. You know why?
Because you can't do that anyway.
The ad valorem taxes does not cover the police and fire department. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
The ad valorem taxes in Cape. If we could take 100% of the ad valorem tax, it wouldn't fund the police and fire department. What are you going to do?
You got to have fire and police.
Yeah, you have to have fire and police.
So if it doesn't fund it now at the rate we're doing, you take 46 million out. Where are you going to get the 46?
Well, you're
million?
not.
You're saying it's not enough now to support it. So what's going to happen?
So how are you paying for the rest of it?
Well, you know what they did with fire? They did a fire assessment.
Right.
Everybody pays the same.
So now it will go up to 100%.
You'll do well, possibly, but then you'll also do some sort of alternative, flexible financing for public safety. You'll take from fire and then make public safety. Like originally, when I did impact fees, it was for water, sewer, parks, and roads.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a police. Now there's a fire. All of these things get added on. And what's going to happen is they're going to figure out ways to fund the services they want. Because as much as everybody bitches and moans about taxes, when the budget's up there, what are people coming to City Hall asking for? More services. They're not asking for my taxes are too high. Now, everybody on Facebook is my taxes are too high. But the 10 years I was there, people were coming to budget hearings and say, I want this, I want that, I want sidewalks.
To be fair,
let me just say, what do you say to the people who are like, why do you go to that first? Why not look at cutting the fat off what's existing?
Where's the fat?
Well, I mean, you're saying there's no fat at all.
Do you want to get rid of bike nights? Do you want to get rid of parks? Do you want to get rid of 4th of July? Do you want to get rid of special events?
So, no.
There'll be somebody here who'll say, well, I never use parks. Bull. What about all the kids that play sports? All of those parks? I mean, you have to really think about your quality of life.
They do when they vote.
For this,
yeah.
And how they're going to replenish that. It's not like you can just cut $46 million. I know everyone thinks that we're so fat and happy in the city of Cape Coral. I challenge anybody to take the budget book and come up with it.
I could make cuts in the budget, not 46 million.
Okay.
I could cut the biggest line item in the budget is employees.
Right.
It's 70% plus of the total budget of the general fund budget. So if you catch 2 or 3% from them, you catch $5-10 million there. That ain't 40. That ain't 40 million.
No, it'll have to be a combination of cuts and fee raises. Right.
Well, I've been doing this for 40 years, 10 years inside for real, 30 years outside as a consultant. It ain't there.
Well, why does everybody in Tallahassee think that all the local governments are? Let me finish the question. I can't even, before he's attacking me, I can't even finish the question.
Have you seen the list of the projects that the turkey watchers brought out?
Yeah.
And that's your state government wasting money.
There were a lot of local governments too. There were a lot of local government projects they had on that list.
There are, and there's a lot of governments, even counties,
counties
that tax a lot more. There's a 10 mil cap that you can charge in the state of Florida. There are counties in the state of Florida that are very close to the 10 mil cap.
That's crazy.
We're only 3.3 something.
Yeah.
And even the city of Cape Coral is down 5 something. So I mean, we're not that abusive with the taxes that we have today, and I just think that everyone's getting rolled into
couple bad apples.
Some large metropolitan areas that are running up to
like Miami-Dade has really been the
2008.
stepchild.
We had this exact same
where those Italians
discussion. Yeah, the Italians.
And it didn't
It
pass.
always comes to them. But in 2008, we had really the worst real estate market ever in 2009, and we went to an 8% millage rate.
Wow.
And we were struggling to keep lights on in the parks and lights on in the bathrooms. There was a lot of discussion about that. And so it's gone from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And every year it's gone down and down. So
no, I think
you can't do more with less.
I think, Joe, let me say one thing, and I'll let you have the floor for the next 2 hours. So one of the things that I think that government has to do is they have to come out with a whiteboard or whatever, and they have to say, okay, this is $46 million. Here's the cuts we have to make. Here's the fees we have to raise. Here's the fat I call it fat. It's not really fat. Here's the budget that we're going to reduce from, and you're going to have, if they don't do that, people are going to vote yes. If they don't clearly explain to the voters, they're going to vote yes. If they sit at the council meeting like they did last time and they didn't seem like they had a plan, now maybe it was too early to have a plan, they're going to vote yes.
I agree. They have to have a plan to show how it, and but here's the issue. Remember I talked about ignorance before when the last time I was here? Governing is not easy. Governing is hard, okay? Doing a budget and explaining it to the general public is also difficult. So I would challenge all the keyboard warriors that are on Facebook and all the other social media saying there's all fat. Come show me. Come show me. Show me the line items in the budget you're going to cut. So I know where there is fat. I'll read
$10 million of it, and you tell me if it's true. Tom Shadrack, who's running for District 1 against Dave, who's in the audience. We have $10 million a year in the general fund from interest due to our reserve levels. Interest is not budgeted.
That's true. And here's the problem with all of those kind of things. My second year in office, I spent down the total reserves of the city to balance the budget. It took the rest of my 8 years in office to come back because that was ridiculously stupid.
Okay.
You can't take the reserves down to zero. And those kind of things, they sound good, but it impacts your ability to borrow at a reasonable rate.
All right.
We get to borrow at the rate we borrow. We're A+ rated, and we get to borrow at that rate because we have that kind of reserves. Now, are there some reserves there that could be spent? Absolutely. But do you spend reserves on reoccurring expenses? That's stupid. Now, Shadrack's too smart to do that. He'd have to take, if you want to take 10 million out of reserves, you'd have to pay it in capital because you can't take a reoccurring expenditure and pay for it with a one-time revenue. Even Shadrack knows better than that.
I'm glad I'm not running for office because I have no idea what you just said, but it sounded really good. So is there any questions from the audience? Wes, did you have any questions, or you didn't have any questions? You came all the way out here to watch the show and you said you were going to have a question. Anybody else? Do you have a question, madam?
No. I have a follow-up to your idea, your whiteboard,
The Tim Russert idea.
Who was the guy? No, who was John Madden, who used to be like,
Oh yeah,
we're
we
going
can't
over
have,
here,
can't
we're
be
going
that
over there.
confusing.
Well,
It
but
was
would
the elections that they had the whiteboard.
could that be done in time enough to get the information out?
I think that you're going to see the city come up with its own whiteboard with its own education plan and the information that
Something
the citizens
simple,
are
though.
asking for. Yes, a simple chart that says if you cut this, you get this. If you don't do this, you get this. I think you're going to see that in the very near future. Remember, the state just threw this in, and it's not going to go in 2030 where we would have had time to plan, but it's 2027, which is less than 6 months away. No one has the plan yet.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the worst thing for the city too is, I think it was Mark or whoever the finance people are for the city. They were trying to anticipate, because the state was not telling anybody anything, and they were trying to anticipate what was going to happen. So they put together like 10 different possible scenarios, and none of them were the one that finally came down the pike from the governor. So they had to redo it over.
Everybody wanted to get rid of school tax. If you were 65 over, everybody thought that they were going to get rid of school tax, and they left that in.
Yeah, that's not right. That the school districts don't have to take a haircut like everyone else does. So
Why?
not right.
Heck, if you're over, my kids are all done with school. Let my kids pay for their kids.
that's what I mean.
I'm just kidding.
No, I mean that they should be looked at too.
No, you know
But
what?
they left them
An
out.
uneducated populace makes a better country. You do not want an uneducated populace running around the United States of America.
We don't.
No.
Why not?
You want to be a third world country?
Oh, I didn't know.
You want to have young people to be able to satisfy your needs as an older person someday?
I want younger people to be on the city council, so they need to be paid more. That's what I'm thinking.
That's not going to get you a quality council member.
Yes.
That's just going to make them, doesn't mean they're going to be smart just because they're younger and you're going to pay them more.
Did you guys finish everything on the UEP that you wanted to get across, or did you want?
We had betterment fees. You want to talk about betterment fees?
I did want to talk about betterment. One of the realtors asked me to talk about betterment fees.
Okay, talk
yeah,
about
do it. Whatever.
Betterment
I don't even know what that is.
Betterment fees was an old Gulf American, the original developer methodology of paying for utilities. When you built your house, you would pay your betterment fee. So when utilities came, you didn't have to pay an assessment. It was already prepaid. It was a prepay opportunity for assessment. I think there's still some betterment fees out there.
There are some betterment
and
fees
what the
still
great
out there.
thing about that is whatever you paid beat the inflation.
So you would pay on the day,
And that will
And
reserve
then
your assessment future.
regardless of
When?
how much it went up.
Yeah.
And the city gives you options to people
So
that
you're
are.
locking in your fee, like
They give them
7-Eleven
options.
gas.
They
You
can
do
pay
have
it up front.
options. You
They
have
can-
finance options.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy.
The city does have to do a better job in getting federal and state dollars to help offset the cost. They got to do a better job at that.
And that's where your council and all your people that we're hiring to go in and fight for us. I mean, we did get 25 million, but then we lost 25 million last year to Lehigh, and
Who haven't used it?
and they haven't used it. They don't even have a plan.
They don't have a government in Lehigh. It's the county
Well, it's
government.
the county.
It's the county, but still,
Yeah.
they got the money. We did not.
Joe, how do you think this current council is doing, in your opinion?
They're their own worst enemy. That's all I can say about them right now. It's their internal interaction is creating havoc amongst themselves. I think individually they're all decent people. They all want to do a good job. When they get up there together and create havoc like they're going through now, and the uncertainty of tomorrow is so expensive. When we talked about, remember one of the council members said, well, Naples got their pier first. Well, we spent so much time debating whether we were going to rebuild the whole pier, use the existing pilings. We had engineering studies for the existing pilings. We wasted a year screwing. And now they're like, why are we behind Naples? Because Naples made the decision, let's build a new pier.
Yeah, and I think Naples Pier
They
got
were
started
built-
before the storm. It was a different animal down
even
there.
Even if it didn't, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Tropicana Park.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did it cost so much? We redesigned it 3 times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Same thing. All the other parks, they were all designed as part of the Geo Bond. Then we said, okay, we have to have the neighborhood come in and help us. Now the neighborhood comes in and helps, and they redesign it. That's wonderful, but that costs time and money.
And they got lovely
Same
docks
thing-
out there.
Same thing with the parking lots that are downtown. I mean, that's been Rob Hernandez. So that's 3-5 years now. They had to be redesigned twice. Somebody for electric cars, and we still don't have parking lots downtown.
So when you say that they're, would you say they were discombobulated or
No, I
something?
just said that they're all internal. They have internal issues.
What do you mean by that, though?
They don't get along. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't
Oh,
get
okay.
along.
I got
They
you.
each have their own
I got
ego. There's 4 running for office.
Yeah.
You know, they're not. It's not a team building exercise. It's not a team, but you have to have a leader who can bring them all together and come up with ideas, which they're not. They're all fighting within each other.
Okay. All right.
To me, it sounds like CNN. You know, which we have congressmen and senators going to CNN getting gotcha statements
I see.
instead of passing legislation to fix our problems.
Yeah.
We don't do it on CNN. We do it on live TV during a council meeting.
So who do you like for District 1?
Nobody.
Who do you like for District 6?
I'm not. I
Who
have
do you
no-
like for mayor?
I don't live in Cape Coral anymore. I don't have an opinion.
Gloria, would you like
No,
to? Oh, come on.
no.
Anything?
You never get an
know.
answer for that.
Is there? I can't. Anything else going on that you want to talk about that we missed? You know, it doesn't sound like you're going to get your waltzing waters at the golf
Oh,
course.
I know. Tomorrow's the Museum of History's birthday.
Yes.
And we're having a birthday party from 10 to 2. You can stop by, get free cake if you're hungry. And
July 1st, back at the museum. We're both on the board of the
Yes.
museum. We finally got old enough to be history.
yes,
And,
we are going to be cardboard cutouts, remember?
I know. So at July 1st, we're having the private showing of the new 250-year-old United States exhibit.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Will you guys be going to the flag event with the big
Yes.
flag? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be in Buffalo.
Buffalo, New
I'll be
York.
going to the
Yeah.
flag event.
What the hell are you going to Buffalo
What
for?
other Buffalo is there?
I people don't usually say I'm on my way to Buffalo.
I'm
I
on my
don't.
way. I'm shuffling
Well,
off to
yeah.
Buffalo.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
So you also have
Family.
I
family.
got a an email from the Animal Society.
The animal shelter.
The animal
Cape
shelter. You
Coral
having a-
Animal Shelter.
Sorry, I'm having it's the gabapentin. I can't remember anything.
We're having an
So-
auction.
Yes, you want to
Yes.
talk about that?
You're
Yes.
auctioning off puppies?
No,
Okay.
no. We're having an online auction. It's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. If you have anything to donate, whether it would be a basket, a gift item, jewelry, whatever, just let me know, let Liz know. We'll put it together. It'll be online in August, and it is a huge fundraiser. And we're almost ready to build our building.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh, that's going to be a ribbon cutting.
Mhm.
You know, if you've never been to
How
the
many iterations of design did you go through with that?
But
you-
we are very, very close. And today we had this amazing thing. We have a marketing company that has closed their offices because everybody is working from home, and they're giving all of their furniture and
Sweet.
office stuff
Wow.
to the shelter.
Very nice.
And so, and then A1 Shelters donated a shelter space so we can put everything in there. So when the building's done, we'll have furniture.
If you've never been to that shelter, you really should go. I mean, the people there are so nice, and they have so much love for the cats and dogs, and adopt something. Adopt help them
Adopt
out
something.
and adopt.
Joe's done a lot to help us with our previous building, ongoing building, and
Very nice.
it's a team effort in this town to get this animal
And
shelter done.
It's behind the Greenwell the Sunsplash thing,
it's
right?
behind Sunsplash, not
Okay.
Greenwell's. Greenwell's is up.
Oh, he didn't
Pine
own the
Island Road.
Sunsplash one. I'm sorry.
No,
So but that's another town park, city park, right?
it's an Eagle Skate Park and a youth center,
Okay,
which
gotcha.
I did. But
Awesome.
you know,
So, Joe, when you pass on in 50 years, what would you like Cape Coral to name after you? She's going to get a park. What would you like to get?
I don't want a park.
What do
Would
you
you-
want?
A couple of sewers,
I want a
something like
fountain.
that, or
I want a fountain.
Yeah, a master pump station. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. They should name
I
the
think
pump
we can do
station
that
after
now.
you.
Water features. You
Yeah.
want the pump
It-
station? You
I want a
watching
fountain. Supposedly, there's going to be a water feature fountain at the old golf course. So
Really?
I want that.
That'll have you. They should, when they
All right.
put the water up, they should have like your
My
AI
name
picture.
going in it.
No, your
yeah.
AI picture
Oh,
before.
yeah.
There's
that ought
Gloria's
to
name.
scare everybody off.
Yeah. No, I apologize for what I said earlier. Well, thank you guys. Can we do this every few months just to kind of
Well,
update
he's going to
everybody?
be in Buffalo. So
Yeah.
we got-
We'll have them call in. Did you have a question? Oh, of course. You wait till after 6 o'clock, Wes.
way to go, Wes.
Come on, Wes. Grab a mic so the people watching can hear you.
I came here tonight because I wanted to understand the UEP and why it's increased so much from south to north. And you guys talked about inflation, but I didn't really hear why that is happening. Why is it increasing so much?
All right, Joe, we'll let you guys.
Inflation. You just said it. I mean, from 1991 to 2025, 26, inflation will cover the costs. There have been multiple delivery options charged and tried. They all work out about the same. It's, the material's the material. The methodology of installing, like we did in the middle of the streets, having to fix the streets and the stormwater, all that still exists. But it's just really inflation. And inflation has been augmented or made worse by postponing the start of it.
All right. Any final thoughts, Gloria?
No.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming on. Big hand for our guests. They are awesome. Joe Mazurkowitz and Gloria Tate. And before you guys go, I did want to give you an update on who we have coming up in the next few weeks. Next Friday, we have council member Rachel Kaduk, and maybe she'll respond to what Joe said about the dysfunction of the council. And then on Monday, this coming Monday, we're getting back to Mondays with the mayor, because I did want to talk to him a lot about the property tax reform and the budget and this Doge thing that they have coming down. There's a lot of stuff going on with that, to get his thoughts on a bunch of that stuff. So that's Monday, and that'll be virtual at 5 o'clock. And then Jimmy Vargas has agreed to come on June 26th, and he's running against Jennifer Nelson. So a lot of politics going on. And then the Monday after that is when we have the District 6 candidates coming on. And I think everybody's coming on. I think there's 5 in that category, including Joe.
Show?
That'll be
No,
virtual.
okay.
It's easier to manage everybody
Hello?
when it's virtual. So,
Yeah.
and thank you all for coming. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the beach tomorrow. And let's go Knicks. Bye-bye.